Conversation about the Kitsap Eviction Prevention Assistance Program. There is a very important note that you need to be aware of. As of next Friday, uh, the Kitsap Eviction Prevention Assistance Program will no longer be taking applications. So you have 1 week to get your applications in. That is a very important note. Please share that with as many people as you can. Again, Friday, July 8th, 2022, there will no longer be applications accepted for the Kitsap Eviction Prevention Assistance Program. Now, there are some caveats to that information. For instance, there are a number of buy-in-for organizations. Buy-in-for organizations are organizations that are ran by people in the BIPOC community for those folks in those communities. For example, our organization is a buy-in-for, gather together, grow together, meaning that there are a number of slots that have been allocated to buy-in-fors to help out with eviction assistance. So, after next week, July 8th, you can go to a buy-in-for, and if they still have slots available, you can get assistance. You can still turn in your application. Another organization is homeless and poverty management. They are another buy-in-for organization. Another organization is PYA through Mount Zion. Surviving Change. Kayak, Kitsap Immigration and Assistance Center. These are all organizations that you can get help from. Let us go ahead and take a look at all of them briefly. We are going to navigate to those sites or to the main site for eviction assistance. And as we do that, as you can see, one of the things we're going to talk about is eviction assistance, where to go if you are finding yourself being evicted. So we're going to talk about the Dispute Resolution Center momentarily. However, as the banner showed, Kitsap Eviction Prevention Assistance is the main page that you want to get all of the information that you need. As you scroll down, you will see different topics, homelessness. On the left-hand side, you'll see rental assistance and the Kitsap Eviction Prevention Assistance Program. If you click on that link, it is just going to take you right here. So just go ahead and scroll down. Here's how to apply for rental assistance or utility assistance or both. This is the basic information that you need. All the tenant contact information, all the landlord contact information, a list of who lives with you in your home, including first and last names, age, date of birth, gender identity, race, whether or not they are Hispanic, their relationship to you, their current monthly income, and if anyone is unemployed, the dates they have been unemployed. Housing information, the amount of rent you are supposed to pay each month, the number of bedrooms you are in your housing, whether or not your housing is subsidized, the amount of rent you currently owe your landlord, and the month of which you have not paid your rent. For utilities information, if you are asking for help with utilities, a list of which utilities and how much you owe them each. The documents you need, a copy of your lease. If you are asking for rental assistance, a copy of proof of income, such as a W 2, last month's pay stub, or tax form, and copies of utility bills if you're asking for utilities assistance. If you have any questions, you can call 360 473 2035. Funding opportunities for buy in for, as I was saying before, these are community organizations assisting diverse populations. As part of the new Kitsap Eviction Prevention Assistance KEPA program, Kitsap County has funding available to contract with organizations to perform outreach and education and other and or application assistance for the rental assistance and utilities assistance program to the communities that they serve, such as racial and ethnic minority populations, immigrants and refugees, individuals who identify as LGBTQ, and individuals with disabilities or who are deaf and Native Americans. Grant applications for organizers or organizations are available May 20th at noon until June 3rd at 4 p.m. at https://kcowa.us/KEPA partner. I'll go ahead and put that in the captions here so that you can have that. All right. There it goes. Again, for more information, please see the KEPA funding opportunities info, and there is a PDF here. And if we click on that, that is kind of a large page, but that information is there for you should you want more information on that. Okay. Going back, we're just going to scroll down. And again, as I was saying before, the KEPA eviction prevention distribution partners are Kitsap Community Resources, Housing Kitsap, Bremerton Housing Authority, and the Coffee Oasis. The KEPA outreach partners, as i.e. the buy-in fours, are Gather Together, Grow Together, Kayak, which is the Kitsap Immigration and Assistance Center, Surviving Change, PYA, Partnering for Youth Achievement, and the Foundation for Homeless and Poverty Management. You can click on each one of their links and get all of their information. As you can see here, we're at the Foundation for Homeless and Poverty Management. You can follow all of their information here. And if you're looking for how to contact them, their phone number is 360-519-4105. You can send them an email at contactus@homelesspovertymanagement.org. All right. 4, Gather Together, Grow Together. All right. Don't know what's going on there. So let's back out of there. And let's go back to our main page. And let's go to Surviving Change. There's not a clickable link, so we'll go ahead and search them in the Google. For now, let's go to PYA. This is Mount Zion Missionary Baptist Church, Partnering for Youth Achievement. Here is all of their different things that they do. They are located at 1906 13th Street in Bremerton, Washington, 98337. If you would like to contact them, you can contact 377-9169, area code 360. you can enter in your information here: name, email, subject, and your message. Now let's check out Kayak, Kitsap Immigration Assistance Center, Rights, Resources, and Representation. Here on the left-hand side, you'll see some information here. Typically, you should be able to scroll to the bottom and find out information. If you don't see it, just go up to Contact. And what you'll see is their Family Services, 360-616-0479. For Espanol, 360-616-2722 or 360-440-2376. You can click on their email and it will take you to an email where you can just type it in right there. Their physical office is 3627 Wheaton Way in Bremerton, 98310. They are in the back of the building in Suite 106. They also have a Port Townsend office, which is located at First Presbyterian Church of Port Townsend at 1111 Franklin Street, Port Townsend, Washington, 98368. Now, let's check out the last two: Surviving Change and Go Together. When I type in Surviving Change Bremerton, I come up with www.surviving-change.org. You'll know you're in the right spot when you see the green and pink. They are located at 865 6th Street, STE 305 in Bremerton, 98337. Their phone number is 360-471-0865. Their email is survivingchangekitsap@gmail.com. And it appears that the Gather Together, Grow Together website is down at this moment. Their website normally is g2g2.org. They are located at 419 Park Avenue in Bremerton, Washington, 98337. Their email address is gather, the number 2, grow at g, the number 2, g, the number 2.org. And you can contact them either Facebook or by email, and they will return your call or your email as promptly as possible. Okay, so now that we have that information out of the way, again, as I was saying, let me go ahead and put that on the screen there. Again, that's Gather Together, Grow Together. Their email is gather, the number 2, grow at g, the number 2, g, the number 2.org. The phone number is 360-373-3000. Now we're back at the home page again. And as I was saying, as of Friday, July 8th, 2022, the KEPA program, the Kitsap Eviction Prevention Assistance, will no longer be taking applications for eviction assistance. The only slots that they will have left will be through those buy-in for organizations that I mentioned earlier. So you have 1 week to get that information in. So please govern yourselves accordingly. Do not hesitate and do not wait. That said, in a previous video, we were discussing what you needed to do, where your resources were, if you needed legal help because of the eviction process was getting started. In our previous video, we covered Northwest Justice Project, Kitsap Legal Services, WashingtonLawHelp.org. The last one I wanted to get into was the Kitsap Dispute Resolution Center. So we'll go ahead and we'll click on the Kitsap Dispute Resolution Center, and it takes us here. And as we look, we see services, who they help, getting involved, events, and about. And as we look around, is conflict causing chaos in your life? They can help with mandatory co-partnering seminar, small claims, behavioral health ombuds, eviction, divorce and parenting plans, school and youth, HOA and workplace conflicts, neighborhood and landlord tenant. Let's go ahead and click on eviction. But before we do, you can also see you can connect with an eviction resolution specialist. Free services are available to tenants and housing providers. I want to click on both so we can see what that looks like. Eviction Resolution Pilot Program. Facing eviction? Please call 360-698-0968 or email us right now. And that's a clickable link where you can email them. We can help you. The Eviction Resolution Pilot Program is fully operational as of Monday, August 23rd, 2021. We are currently offering all ERPP services at the Dispute Resolution Center of Kitsap County, including rental assistance referrals, conflict coaching, conciliation, and mediation, as well as meet and confer settlement conferences with attorneys representing both landlord and. For more information about ERPP, please visit the HH KEPA or Resolution Washington. Now, again, when we click on this tab right here, it's going to take us back to our main homepage, just FYI. If we click on the Resolution Washington, that's going to take us to Resolution Washington, Resolving Conflicts, Strengthening Communities, Eviction Resolution Pilot Program, ERPP Update. Are you a tenant behind on rent or a landlord dealing with non-payment for rent issues? Our community dispute resolution centers are participating in the Eviction Resolution Pilot Program and can help you solve the problem. And there's program information here. And this is a notice to residential landlords and tenants in Washington State. And this talks about the bridge, proclamation, and this is outdated now, so I won't cover this information. But if you wanted some information, you can click here. Let's go back. Again, their email is 360-698-0968. You can also email them at housing@kitsapdrc.org. We're going to click back in and get to their main page. And if you remember, we clicked on eviction and it took us here, correct? And there's a short YouTube video. So let's go ahead and watch that video.
When people have safe places to live, that stability makes our economy and communities stronger and safer. If we didn't have landlords, where would renters live? If we didn't have tenants to pay rent, how would landlords stay in business? COVID-19 has completely changed many things, not the least of which are people's jobs, ability to pay their bills, and general sense of safety and home. Renters want to avoid the threat of homelessness. Housing providers want to avoid the threat of bankruptcy. So in late 2020, courts in Washington State launched the Eviction Resolution Program to address and provide for this potential conflict. The Eviction Resolution Program has enlisted hundreds of mediators to help landlords and tenants have productive conversations about how to meet their respective needs. If your county's Superior Court has opted into this program, here's how to get started. Anybody can contact the Dispute Resolution Center or DRC for mediation resources, whether you're a landlord, tenant, attorney, or service provider. The DRC will reach out to everyone involved to support communication about the problem. Be prepared for your call. Make sure you have all the information and documents you need to discuss the rent issue. The DRC can help you resolve the problem through mediation over the phone or online, together with attorneys if you have them. Once your mediation is concluded, the DRC will issue a certificate confirming the outcome of the mediation and that you both worked to resolve the issue together. The program connects participants to other resources as needed, such as legal aid, rental assistance, and rehousing information. And the courts are still available to you. The goal is to stabilize housing for everyone involved. As we all go through these times, we can work together to get these conversations going to build stronger businesses and communities. We can help you start the conversation.
Okay. So again, nice short video there. If you would like some more information, providing eviction prevention and utility assistance for renters impacted by COVID-19, meeting the requirements in Governor Inslee's Proclamation 2109. Some more clickable links here. Read about the Eviction Resolution Pilot Program if you would like to read those things. The main thing to note, though, is that there is help for you. Now we're going to navigate back because we were clicking on this eviction button here, okay? But if you want to connect with an eviction resolution specialist, free services are available to tenants. And so we're going to go ahead and click that. And as you can see, it takes us to the same page. So it's important for you to see that because oftentimes you can click on different pathways that will take you to the same place, and that can get kind of confusing, okay? All right, so since we've covered that, again, because the eviction assistance is going to close, what it means is that everyone who has already had their applications in, the plan is for them to receive eviction assistance. Those that have already put their applications in right now, those that are being helped, are those that have never received eviction assistance in the past. Again, that just goes to the tremendous need for eviction assistance in our county here in Kitsap. So again, it is really important. If you are in need, please do not hesitate to contact ICR, Housing Solution Center, Bremerton Housing Authority, Coffee Oasis, if you're a youth, to get that application in. Okay? Again, you can go through one of the KEPA outreach partners, Gather Together, Grow Together, Kayak, which is the Kitsap Immigration and Assistance Center, Surviving Change, PYA, Partnering with Youth Achievement, or the Foundation of Homeless and Poverty Management for assistance. Now, let's quickly cover this information. Kitsap County currently has operational eviction prevention and utility assistance for renters impacted by COVID-19 who are behind on rent and are at risk of losing their housing, meeting the requirement in Governor Inslee's Proclamation 2109. We anticipate many renters applying and appreciate your patience. How do you apply for rental assistance or utility assistance or both? Renters and landlords have several options to apply. You can click here to initiate the online KEPA application. 2, you're going to download the fillable form, the pre-application packet, in either English or Spanish. It's a fillable PDF file, which can be filled out electronically, then printed when complete. Follow the instructions, complete and submit in person to KCR, Kitsap Community Resources at 1201 Park Avenue. Number 3 is to download the printable pre-application packet, either in English or Spanish. That PDF file can be printed and completed by hand. Follow those instructions to complete and submit in person at KCR. Those who need help printing can visit any Kitsap Regional Library. for free printing. You can also come to Gather Together, Grow Together at 419 Park Avenue. We can help people who do not have internet access or need additional help with the pre-application packet. Be aware that we receive many calls about this program and may not respond immediately. Call KCR at 360-473-2035 to get help with your pre-application. If you're already enrolled in Bremerton Housing Authority or Housing Kitsap programs, you should contact your agency directly to apply for rental assistance. If you are a youth, young adult up to age 26, you may apply with the Coffee Oasis 837 4th Street in Bremerton, or you can call them at 360-377-5560. If you're a landlord initiating an application for assistance, please note that the applications received starting 9/1/2021, Washington State Department of Commerce has updated the agreement language. You can review this updated agreement language on the TRAP Rent Payment Agreement Form PDF. I'm going to cover this here in just a second, but I do want to go further down and then go up and take a look at the application before we take a look at that TRAP rent payment. Okay, so the Kitsap Eviction Prevention Assistance Program is 50% annual area median income limits by household size. So you can look at your household size here, and if you are at or below that, then you know that you meet the 50% annual area median income. For one person, it's $32,950. For two people, it's $37,650. For three people, it's $42,350. For a house of four, it's $47,050. For a family of five, it's $50,850. For a family of six, it's $54,600. For a family of seven, $58,350. And for a family of eight, $62,150. If for some reason you're not sure if you qualify, you can still download, complete, and submit the pre-application form anyway. I would definitely say please do that because you may not be quite sure and you could have qualified. You may be able to refer tenants who do not qualify for this eviction prevention or utility assistance program to other programs for support. We include a checklist to help you prepare for the pre-application. Note that you do not need to have all this information to fill out the form. However, the more information you can provide us, the faster we can process your application. The program is only for renters and landlords. Homeowners are not eligible to apply for this program unless they are the landlord. Utility assistance covers the following: electricity, water, sewer, gas, garbage pickup, and home energy costs. That program is funded by the grants from the Department of Treasury and Washington State Department of Commerce. It's administered by the Kitsap County Department of Human Services Housing and Homeless Division and operated by the Kitsap Community Resources through Housing Solution Center. Bremerton Housing Authority and Housing Kitsap are operating this eviction assistance program for tenants served by these organizations. Personally identifying household information is not provided to the federal government. Households are prioritized by the following methods: household must be below 50% AMI, and two, households with one or more individuals who are unemployed and have been unemployed for 90 days before their application date are prioritized to be assisted before households that are not unemployed. Okay? If you have any questions about the concerns, this is what we went over earlier in another video, and earlier we went over in this video, Kitsap Dispute Resolution. All right. We also covered the basic information that you need. Okay. So let's go and take a look at this application. Again, it is really important for you to have an idea of what these things look like here. KCR's Housing Division serves the needs of families and individuals in Kitsap County who are homeless or at the risk of becoming homeless. We provide services that can help you prevent eviction, find affordable housing options, and work to help stabilize families who are in crisis situations. The Housing Solution Center of Kitsap County. The Kitsap County Housing Solution Center is your step in seeking housing assistance. The center is funded by the grants from the Kitsap County Housing and Homeless Division, works in tandem with community partners throughout the county, and has managed and staffed by Kitsap Community Resources. As a one-stop community portal, the county-wide housing availability and resources, HSC can connect individuals to housing resources throughout the county, including emergency shelter, rental and deposit assistance, and or landlord referral. HSC maintains lists of housing availability for all community partner organizations located in Kitsap County. Residents seeking assistance can begin their search with HSC, where KCR navigators will work one-on-one with them to determine eligibility and to make referrals to their appropriate housing resource. All housing referrals are subject to the current availability of resources in the community. Different locations that you can access. In Bremerton, that's Kitsap Community Resources. It's the main HSC center at 1201 Park Avenue in Bremerton. Their phone number is 360-473-2035. Coffee Oasis, which is serving children ages 13 to young adults 25. They can be located at 837 4th Street in Bremerton, 98337. Phone number 360-377-5560. And Port Orchard, Kitsap Community Resources at 3200 Southeast Rain Shadow Court in Port Orchard, 366. Phone number 360-473-2146. And North Kitsap, 787 Liberty Lane Northwest in Paulsbo, Washington, 98370. Phone number 360-801-2564. Bainbridge Island Helpline House is at 81 Natural Way Northeast, Bainbridge Island, Washington, 98110. Phone number 360-801-2564. The Housing Solutions Center Process and Eligibility. HSC offers services to Kitsap County residents who are homeless or at the risk of becoming homeless. The eligibility for specific programs such as emergency shelters and rental assistance will depend on specific qualifications of each agency. Your KCR navigator will review your personal situation and connect you with the resources for which you are qualified. Individuals and families are encouraged to visit their nearest HSC center or location. Many convenient sites are located in Kitsap County, include Bremerton, North Kitsap, Bainbridge Island, South Kitsap, Coffee Oasis, which I just read and are above, are open exclusively for teens and young adults ages 13 to 25. All households will complete a brief intake application followed by an appointment with KCR Navigator to review the available housing options. Most clients are able to be seen on a walk-in basis at the Bremerton location. However, you may also call ahead and schedule an appointment. Scheduling an appointment is advised at all other locations. As you can see below, there are many HSC partners. St. Vincent de Paul of Bremerton, West Sound Treatment Center, Catholic Community Services, Benedict House, Agape Unlimited, North Kitsap Fishline, Housing Kitsap, the Salvation Army, Kitsap Recovery Center, Hope in Christ Ministries, Coffee Oasis, Kitsap Mental Health Services, YWCA Alive, Kitsap Transit, Bremerton Housing Authority, Housing Resource Bainbridge, Kitsap Rescue Mission, Kitsap Public Health District, Kitsap Connect, Helpline House, Georgia House, Scarlet Road, and Kitsap Sexual Assault Center. KCR housing programs, there's KCR Temporary Housing and KCR Temporary Housing Eligibility. All right. So again, there are some links here to the right for housing, energy, WIC, employment assistance, financial education, business education, preschool and early learning, the parenting place, veterans, weatherization, and kinship caregivers. Again, we are focused on eviction assistance. So now let's go back. Here, we clicked on here to initiate the online KEPA pre-application. Here, we can download the fillable form. So let's do that. All right, so here's the form here. I'm going to go ahead and enlarge this so you can see. Okay. Again, this is a form that you can type in. Kitsap Eviction Prevention Assistance KEPA pre-application form includes rental assistance and utility assistance for rental tenants. The overview. The program, assistance for qualified Kitsap County residents with past due utilities or past future rent. Eligibility: renter households earning under 50% area median income and affected by COVID 19 pandemic. A tenant or a landlord may submit the pre application, but both must participate in the process. So here, find your number of how many people are in your household, right? So let's say for me it's one, and let's assume that I make under 32,000. I would click that I am the tenant. I am applying for rental assistance. And maybe I might also need utility assistance. I can enter in today's date. I would enter in my name. John Doe. I would enter in my address. 234 KCR Lane. I'd enter in my phone number. And 4000. I'd enter in my email, johndoe@gmail.com. I'd enter in my landlord's name. I'll call her Cindy Housing. Well, that might be a little confusing, right? Let's call her Cindy Camps. Her address is 789 Candy Lane in Bremerton. Her phone number is 360 479 7000. Landlord's email, cindymcamps@gmail.com. Referring agency, maybe this is Gather Together, Grow Together. You see, this is grayed out, so you only fill that out for admin, so you don't need to worry about that. Income eligibility must be under 50 AMI. See chart above. I did say that I made under this amount here. That's the assumption here. Okay. List all household members below, starting with yourself as at a household. List all household income below each household member. Please list each person with the income and each source of income and the monthly amount. So again, my name is John Doe. That was already populated for me, right? This is self. So let's say my age is 35 years old. My date of birth is February 18th, 1980. You can select which one is applicable to you. Here, you can select which one is applicable to you. I also believe that you do not have to identify. Not Hispanic. This is myself. My source of income. You can come down here if you want to look at what these codes mean. So M is for male, F is for female, MTF is for trans female, FTM is for trans male, GC is for gender nonconforming, and R is refused or don't know. For number 2, for race, B is Black or African American, A is Asian, N is Native American or Alaska Native, P is Pacific Islander, M is for multicultural, W is for white, R is for refused or don't know. Examples of employment is SSI, SSDI, TANF, unemployment, child support, etc. Let's say my source of income was SSI, and my current monthly income was $700. Do I fall under the AMI for the year? Well, if I multiply 700 times 12, that's $8,400, way below. So I would be eligible, right? Because it's just me. That's it. Okay. If I had more people, I would add those in. But again, it is just me. And then just multiply that by 12. And we said $8,400. There we go. Okay, I guess it's gonna program in there as it set. So you just want to check that. Just make sure that it is the correct amount, right? Because if you accidentally put in over, then that could delay your application, and you wouldn't want that to happen. Okay. So you can submit the application in person at 1201 Park Avenue or apply at kcr.org. For assistance, you can call KCR at 360-473-2035. Your housing status, tenant monthly rent amount. Oh, let's say the rent amount is $500. It's one bedroom. It's not subsidized. Do you currently owe back rent? Yes. Let's say I have not been able to pay my rent for 3 months. I would owe $1,500, correct? For which months do I owe? Let's say I owe for April, May, and June. Are you requesting help with utilities? We could say, well, let's do it. We'll say yes. Are you requesting utility assistance only? No, right? We want both rental assistance and utility assistance. So let's say I need help with my water, and I owe $120. Okay. Maybe I need help with my electricity. Let me spell that correctly. Electricity. And I owe $240. Okay. Well, let's say I had gas in my home and I owed $70. Does your household have any of the following disabilities or barriers to housing? Have you previously experienced homelessness within the last 5 years, including couch surfing or doubling up? You can say yes. Eviction history in the last 7 years? No. Has your household ever been disrupted due to a household member, race, ethnic, gender identity, or sexual orientation or religion? This you can get more clarification on. So if we think about disrupted, so I guess if this has caused some type of issue in your home due to race, ethnicity, gender identity, or sexual orientation or religion, you can say yes or no there. Age of 62 or having underlying health conditions that put you at risk of severe illness. For me, that would be a yes. Disability of any member of the household, including physical, developmental, mental, or emotional impairment, including impairment caused by alcohol, drug abuse, post traumatic stress disorder, brain injury, or a person with AIDS, HIV, is considering disabled for this program. You can say yes or no. If you are under the age of 24, you are a recipient of any of the following: foster care, adoption, mental health, drug, or alcohol or treatment court systems. I said I was 35, so I would indicate no for that. Do you have any mental health diagnosis? No. And are you currently receiving behavioral health or substance or treatment? No. And you would just answer those questions, yes or no, as honestly as you can. One or more household members are unemployed. Okay. Well, if I'm on SSI, I'm probably unemployed, but not necessarily. So let's say I was unemployed from January 1 of 2022. Household has experienced a financial hardship directly or indirectly due to COVID pandemic? Yes, absolutely. Please submit a copy of the application with the following. And so those were those things that we were checking off before. So you do need to get a copy of your lease. I have a lease, but need help obtaining it. If you need help, definitely check that because they can help you with that. But let's assume that I have my lease. So I can go ahead and attach that. Proof of income and unemployment benefits. This could be your 2020 tax return or your W-2. Obviously, if you have SSI, you would have proof of that. But as I indicated here, I did work last year, so I would probably have my W-2 from last year. And so you would want to attach that. If you need help with that, you can check this box. Okay. Utility bills. If you have your utility bills, go ahead and attach those. And I was indicating that I wanted help with water, electricity, and gas, or I needed help. And if you needed help obtaining that, you could do that also. And then you're going to print this out, and you can print that at the library. You can come together, grow together. To print that, you're going to put the date in. Right? Today is the date. And then your client consent for KCR to share information with your landlord and KEPA liaison. The purpose of this form. Welcome to Kitsap Community Resources. The purpose of this form is to obtain your consent to share your information with the landlord regarding your housing. Please read the following carefully. Kitsap Community Resources is requesting your permission to share your housing information and records with KCR in order to provide you with outreach services that are provided by other KCR programs and your landlord. You are not required to give your consent to share this confidential and personal information. If you do agree to share your confidential information and personal records, this information will be shared with your landlord and KCR programs only on a need-to-know basis. The sole purpose of revealing this information will be to enable the staff of Kitsap Community Resources to provide you with appropriate levels of service. If you do not consent to share your confidential information and records, those records will only be shared to the extent allowed by state and federal law. And so, as you can see, this is auto-filled for you, which is really nice. I, John Doe, authorize Kitsap Community Resources permission to speak and or contact the following person and organization regarding my housing. My landlord is Cindy Camps. The address is 789, her address is 789 Candy Lane, Bremerton, Washington, 98310. Her phone number is 360-479-7000, and her email is cindycamps@gmail.com. I voluntarily allow the above named parties to obtain and or release information regarding my housing. Understand this information will not be forwarded to anyone other than parties listed above without my written permission. I can revoke consent at any time, and this consent expires December 31, 2021. Now, obviously, we're filling this out today, and so that date has passed. So my assumption would be that this is probably 2022, but you can ask about that, and knowing that you can withdraw your consent at any time would help to make me at least feel more comfortable. And again, you're going to sign again, and there's your signature and your date. That's it. This is the application, okay? And so when you print it out, don't forget to sign 1, 2, and that's your form, okay? And if you make a mistake or you need to clear something out, you can clear it out, change the date, enter it in. If you want to help someone else, you can go here and just clear them. That will clear it all out like that. And that is your form. So that is really designed to make it as quick and painless as possible. Again, probably the toughest thing or the most time consuming will be for you to get your lease agreement and your copy of your utilities and things like that. But they are here to help you to do that if you need it. Again, the most important thing is do not wait to get your application in, because again, this program is not going to take applications after Friday, July 8th. Okay. All right. Just some quick stats here. The number of unique households that have been helped up to May 31 of 2022, 3,028 households assisted with rent and or utility payments. those payments of total of unpaid rent and utility assistance paid to landlords and utility providers to prevent evictions was $20 million, $20.5 million. Average number of days from submitting the application to the wait list, eligibility and documentation are received, and complete application has been approved, about 3 months. So, you need to be patient if you do get your application in, right? This is the average. So that means that for some, it's going to be more than 92 days. Okay. The average number of days currently to make a payment to the landlord once the complete application has been approved, 16 days, right? So this is the submission, and then add this in. So this could be more. So both you and the landlord are going to have to exercise some patience, and you can get some KEPA data here, and this is updated as of June 28th. And so if you want the most recent data, here's a one-page information here. Okay. All right. So again, we're at the main page. Not a lot here to really get lost. But again, very simple. Number one, if you want to apply for rental assistance, utility assistance, or both, you can click here to initiate the online KEPA pre-application. You're going to download that fillable form and fill it out just like we did. You can fill it out in either English or Spanish. If you need help printing it, you can go to the Kitsap Regional Library. You can go to G2. If you need help, you can call 360-473-2035, which is KCR. If you're already enrolled, you can contact Bremerton Housing Authority or Housing Kitsap. If you're a youth or young adult up to age 26, you can contact Coffee Oasis 360-377-5560. And if you're a landlord initiating an application for assistance, you can, I did want to click on here. So let's go ahead and do that. This is the TRAP rent payment. Okay. And here is their form. Household ID, the date, the name, the rental address, the number of bedrooms in the rental unit. If a shared living situation with a friend or family, how many bedrooms is the household tenant paying for? If only paying for a sleeping space, indicate 1. What is the tenant's monthly rent, lease amount, utility costs embedded in the total rent amount, and separated stated utility amount in the lease will be included in the rental payment. So you enter that here. Indicate below the months the household tenant rent is past due and the future rent to be paid. Assistance cannot be provided for arrears that were accrued before March 13 of 2020, which is, more than 2 years ago. March arrears must be prorated from March 13 to the end of the month. Up to 3 months future rent is allowed. Okay. So if up to 3 months of future rent is allowable, then what that means is right now, tomorrow is July 1st. So if you were to get this in, let's say you turned it in tomorrow, 3 months future rent would be August, September, October, right? And so you click those boxes here and indicate the amount. What does the total rent due? You put that total there. What is the maximum rent payment completed by the TRAP service provider? Okay, so the provider will fill these two here. So what is the 150% or 100% fair market rate? That's the FMR on this unit, up to 100% if self DEC used to determine rental payment amount. FMR is based on the number of rooms the tenant is renting if in a shared living situation with friend family. Fair market rent times the number of months the rent requested, show those calculations. And then here, the total rent payment completed by the TRAP service provider up to total in 3B, but no more than the total rent due in 2C. Reminder, documentation of payments made to a landlord on behalf of the household must be provided to the household. All right. Then here, the landlord, property manager, owner, or a person authorized to accept the payment. So because this is the landlord filling this piece out, Cindy would be filling this out, right? Cindy the payment address, the city, the state, the zip code, who the check should be made out to, whether it should be made out to Cindy, a management company, the phone number, the tax ID number, or the DUNS number. And then, as the landlord, property manager, owner, or person authorized to accept the payment, I certify the above information is true and will abide by the agreements below from signing of this agreement and all applicable provisions of the Washington State Landlord Tenant Law, except this amount of money as full satisfaction of any rent and late fee, balance owed for the months paid by the program, and you can see Section 2B for the months covered. Late fees may only be charged if included in the rental agreement. Agree that no new late fees or additional charges will be made for the months covered. Agreed rent will not increase for the household member described for at least 6 months. Okay, so landlords understand that, and tenants understand that too, right? If you accept this agreement, you cannot raise the rent for 6 months. Agree not to invoke to prohibit a tenant ability to seek relief provided by that section if any of the notices to pay or vacate were served prior to signing this agreement, right? All that is going to go away. Agree to not terminate or refuse to renew the above household tenancy until after 6 months, unless A, a household member materially violates the terms of the lease, B, a household member is creating a significant and immediate risk to health, safety, or property of others, or C, at least 90 days written termination notice is provided to the household based on landlord's intent to personally occupy the premises as a primary residence or sell the property. 6, agree to submit the lease agreement upon request if available. And then 7, agree to repayment of these funds if I do not fulfill the terms of this agreement. All right. Landlord print, name, signature, date, household signature required when the landlord initiates assistance or when payment is made directly to the household. This can be obtained by landlord or service provider. Electronic signatures or verbal electronic verifications are allowable, not required after housing cost only applications. If the payment is made directly to the household agrees to use payment to satisfy rental obligation listed in section 4 above. So here is the household signature, the verbal electric verification. You can check that box below if that's what's happening, and then the date. And again, that's it. That's it. All right. So what we did here is we were at the Kitsap Eviction Prevention Assistance page, and we looked at what the steps were if someone needed to apply for rental assistance, utility assistance, or both. We went through how to complete the application for rental assistance from the renter's perspective. We also looked at how to fill out the application from the landlord's perspective. We also took a look at Kitsap Resolution Center on what to do if you have any questions about the eviction process. We also quickly noted that the Northwest Justice Project, Kitsap Legal Services, and WashingtonLawHelp.org were also legal relief avenues to get help, support, and information. And we also talked about the basic information that you will need, your housing information that you need, utility information and documents you need, and the phone numbers to call if you need help, 360-473-2035. And lastly, we talked about funding by the By and For community organizers that are assisting diverse populations. And those were Gather Together, Grow Together, Kayak, Kitsap Immigration and Assistance Center, Surviving Change, Partnering with Youth Achievement, and Foundation for Homeless and Poverty Management. I hope you found this information helpful. If you need help, again, you can call the number below, kitsap.gov.com. You can also Google Kitsap Eviction Prevention Assistance, and it will take you to this homepage. I hope you have a good day. Bye-bye.